What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. It is the 24th day of December, and with that we say shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon. Here we are. It is the 24th. Merry Christmas, everybody. $566 is the price. 8.5 hours left in this day. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, here we are. Moving down a little bit, and that's okay. Day by day, getting lower lows, right? I wouldn't say that we're in a bearish formation at all. I mean, compared to most crypto, we're actually very, very bullish, right? I mean, the average crypto is around, if not below, where they closed on the 10th of October. Bitcoin Cash is well above. Not to mention we've got this higher low and higher high dynamic here, right? With consistently good volume as we're moving higher. We're on the edge of our seats, man. I'm very much expecting that we're going to see some kind of fantastic breakout, and maybe before this breakout, maybe we get a quick shakeout. That's pretty common in crypto's history, right? We typically get these shakeouts before we get the massive breakout. We kind of had it here, kind of, but not really, right? You had it here at the lows. You had it right there. You had it right there. You had it right there, right? You didn't move up, consolidate in this area, and then move up to this zone, right? If you drew it like this, if you drew your expectations, it happened inevitably. But first, we saw a flash crash, and then we went down, and then we went up. I'm just saying, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Anything's possible, right? While I am thinking of this as a bull flag pattern here, and that we've broken out, it's completely acceptable and even completely possible that we do drop down before moving higher. Maybe we do go below $500 again. I'm not saying that we do. I'm just saying that, and again, I'm not saying that. Let me be very, very clear here. I'm not saying this because that's my expectation, right? I'll form my expectation as this video continues. My expectation is that we probably don't go too much lower than this, and we will move up. But in case my expectations are wrong, and in case the quote-unquote worst does happen, I don't want people freaking out and panicking because this wasn't expected, right? And it's not necessarily expected, it's something that we should account for nonetheless, because again, fake outs, flash crashes before the pump, that's pretty common in crypto. That's, if this were to happen, if we were to drop first and then pump, I'd be like, well, that's crypto, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is. Looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, zooming in here. Zooming way the hell in here. Hold on, let me look at this. Yeah, we're good. Dropping a little bit with the opening of the stock market. A little bit of volume coming in, but not much, but still a little bit. 1 hour RSI is bearish, the stochastics are bearish, and the MACD is bearish. So you probably go lower. 4 hour time frame looks bearish, looks like you want to go lower. There is some bullish divergence forming here on the 4 hour MACD, showing that we are getting to a low point, I would think. Low to high here. Yeah, go down to the golden ratio. Little fun fact about Bitcoin Cash, and I've said this before, it does like to find support between the 0.5 and the golden ratio, so it's completely possible that we're at a low point, but just looking at the 1 hour and the 4 hour indicators, I would think that we go lower. So finding support in the golden ratio is pretty sensible here. 560, 551. I'm pretty sure yesterday I said I didn't think that we'd go below 550. I personally didn't think that we'd go below 570, but here we are. At the lowest, 551, 560, somewhere in that kind of area. That's what I would expect that we do. We're at 565 now, so nothing too crazy. We look at the daily time frame. Zoom out a little bit more. In the RSI, it is struggling, but it's nice. It's still nice, right? We've still got these higher lows here, right? We broke out of this trend, but we're at least finding support at the 40. We're spending very minimal amounts of time below the 50, and we're spending most of our life above it. I mean, it's still a positively geared RSI overall on the daily time frame. Hopefully we can get back above the 50 here in a short amount of time. I wouldn't want to see us start to live down here and start to do this kind of stuff. We start to do that kind of stuff. We start finding resistance on the 50 after finding support. The possibility of going below this low goes up tremendously. Stochastics are pointed down, and that's bearish, but we're also right at an area where you'd expect to bounce. It is also Christmas Eve, and tomorrow is Christmas Day, so it's probably going to be very boring this week. We're probably going to have a very boring next couple of days, right? Even on Friday, whenever the stock market opens back up again, it's probably not going to be that important of a day. Yeah, I would say it's probably not going to be that big of a deal. I bet we don't move anywhere too far from here. A little bit lower. We're at 565 now. 560 to 550. Okay, I could see that happening, but I don't think we make any kind of significant moves down or up until probably sometime next week, if I'm being honest. Which gives us a little bit of time to reset our daily stochastics, our daily MACD. The RSI can come down a little bit more. The 4-hour time frames can reset themselves as well, and then we can get set up to move higher. Bitcoin Cash is volatile. I mean, if you look at any of these ranges here that we've had since our low, and I mean, even before then, just look at how volatile it is. This is the least volatile that we've been, right? So do expect some volatility. If we dump, we'll pump. If we pump, we'll dump. But other than that, I would just say that between now and probably Monday next week, it's Wednesday today, right? Or is it Thursday today? It's Wednesday today, Thursday. So the 29th and then the 30th. Is the stock market open on New Year's Eve, or are they closed on New Year's Eve and open on New Year's Day? Or are they closed on New Year's Day but open on New Year's Eve? Or are they closed on both? Let me see. I'm actually kind of curious. Hold on. Is the stock market open on New Year's Eve? Okay. So yes, on New Year's Eve, but probably not New Year's Day, right? Let's see. No, didn't think so. Okay. In which case, so today and tomorrow the stock market should be closed, and then next week on Thursday it should be closed. Yeah, next week will probably be the week that we start to move up. That'd be my guess. We were hoping for a little bit of Christmas magic this week, but it hasn't happened, right? We've literally just been moving down and sideways, getting the exact opposite of a Santa Claus rally. We'll probably just consolidate. I don't expect that we'll move too much further to the downside, but a little bit further down, giving us another higher low in this range, right? Higher lows, higher highs. And then once we're at the bottom of this range, we'll probably move up back to the top of this range. Where again, we will likely put in a higher high, but potentially this time we will be breaking through and really igniting this spectacular movement that we've all been waiting for a very long time now. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. A lot of big hopes for Bitcoin Cash, but right now I think it's time to put the dragon to bed, to rest, probably for about another week or so, and then we can try again next week, going into the end of this year, or perhaps opening up 2026 the right way. I do expect a little bit of volatility when 2026 opens, so it would make a lot of sense, in my opinion, to pump as we're closing this year, and then we dump down in the beginning of January. That to me makes the most sense, but we'll see how it goes. I got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.